this is a niche sport. Not everybody can throw darts, but at the high level, not everybody can do it. And that's why you only have 128 tour cards. As we see Andy Bolton there,
74.
starting off with a bullseye.
Romeo require
But this 107, yeah, Nico. I feel as though this is there's an opportunity here. He's gone for the double 16. He gets it. The thing with Romeo, and I'm starting to like him a lot more. He's just got that bit of swag and acknowledgement there from Andy.
Game on.
Mr. 112, 116, 117. But will Andy Bolton shut the door again? Oh, and the big number missed, and 74. That could be crucial.
Romeo, you require
an opportunity for Romeo now to, with a ton plus checkout, to win the game.
Here we go. It's double 18.
80.
Well,
and you require
that might
32.
be the only dart he gets to win this match. Sometimes when you want to progress as a player, you've got to be able to do something that you did wrong yesterday. Does he get another chance? He does not. That's a wonderful shot from Andy.
Bolton.
He enjoyed that one, and we go all the way in the first match again today. Bolton took out 142 to win the match against Spellman. If he'd taken out that 167, we would have got another shimmy. Gerbavats,
97.
Left double 16.
Romeo, you require 32.
He has a full visit to take care of game one. He's done it. He's done the double over Andy Bolton. That was a really good game. An excellent standard to start our day. And Bolton has lost that game, averaging nearly 99. Gerbavats is maybe better than people are giving him credit for. The bookies thought he was an outsider, and he's now on 6 points with 5 other people doing stuff like that.
Gave it a go. Came to Modus, really never presented himself as well as you would want, as we see a potential ton plus finish here as a start.
And the first
seen him yesterday check out their tops with great ease and just comfortability.
This could be the end. He's 3 from 4 in the doubles. And it's tops to win the match.
43. David, you
just caught a little sign in the background there of Evans keeping his right hand warm under his arm. That's actually a good tactic if you're feeling a little bit chilly. It might work a treat.
120.
He didn't get there, but that was a really good try from Dave. Alex is already smiling. Now he's smiling even more. He played really well in that game. And it's another average, which is over 90, comfortably, I will say as well. Nearly 94. If he can get more information before the end of the year, who knows? Double 18.
105.
And I bet you haven't seen 123 hit that way before. In fact, it wasn't hit. But that was really, really creative.
21. Brian require 18.
I think Brian's pace, and I'm going to say this consistently, is when he watches it back, and he does watch his games back, and just understanding that it's not even a long time between as he finishes that, and he's finished that same double before to get his first leg on the board. Now it's the second.
Fourth leg, fifth leg, it's Brian to throw first. Game on.
It's almost a shame that Dean's not playing against Marco Cantala this week, because it could be Finn against the Finn.
140.
Finn. But really impressed with Dean Finn. I mean,
140.
He could have easily kind of be seen as not a flash in the pan, but a one-trick Charlie. Turned up 3 legs, 3 games won. I spoke to him early on as well as he was warming up. He said he just kind of just wobbled and he couldn't bounce back immediately after. But that is exactly showing how tough this group is. He lost to Andy Bolton, came up against Brian Rahman, who also gave him loads of 180s, and we see another 180 come in there. And this is exactly what he got yesterday from Brian. And then he had to go back home and understand that he's actually in a group of real quality players. And he himself is quality.
81.
So yeah, there's a lot of great signs as we see Brian Roman with a quick 11 darter. I think that's the quickest 11 darter you'll see this week, Paul. And misses out on that opportunity to close the game out.
He's livid. He gets another chance.
Brian, you require 32.
To finish this off. The risk is, if he doesn't do it here, he might not even win the match. He knows how big this is. He's missed 4 match darts already. But he doesn't miss another.
The match. Brian Roman.
At times, Roman was very, very good in that game. Missed a few darts at double throughout the contest, but the most important thing is that he hit 4 of them.
He's going to go triple 20. He's now going to need to have a setup. But what kind of pressure will Alex Spellman split the 38 or go for the 38? That's the question. Eyes on the 38, definitely going to go for it.
Game shot the third leg.
Mr. Consistency certainly not giving Romeo any chances. And this is probably going to be one of Romeo's toughest games of the day. He's now poised to win this game 4-2 and put him at the very top of the mountain, along with Alex Spellman. But Romeo's pace, just the way he's playing, I'm really impressed by this guy. He's going to have to grab his shirt after this. Might not fit me, but I'll certainly have one of him hanging on my wall.
85. Romeo require 40.
Double 10. How good was that? Serious darts from Romeo Gerbovat. That is a performance to remember. His best on the stage so far. And better than anybody this week. That's got everybody's attention. Yesterday he lost his first 2 games. Today he has won his first 2 games. And with that as well.
You'll be digging yourself a hole on that stage, which we have seen players do before.
The hole on the stage is now gaping 59. Like a trapdoor for Dean Finn.
And he required 32.
Because Bolton left this from 161. And he takes the game immediately with a 13 darter.
Andy Bolton.
That's a typical Andy Bolton display. 44% on the doubles. You'd take that most of the time. The average over 92. And he's smiling all of a sudden after a bit of a stuttering start against Romeo Gerbovat. Cullen is your good friend.
They watch the game behind the sofa these days.
150.
David Evans there. I don't know if that couldn't have been calculated simply because the 38 didn't leave him on a finish. But Brian Roman with excellent finishing. 2 from 2 so far. And the break and the hold now.
This one's called the baby fish. And it will not be found. That one is off the hook.
40.
Brian gets another chance at double 16 to finish this contest off. It could have been 4-0, but he will take 4-1 every game if he can. After 7 rounds played in Group A, Brian Roman leads the table by 2 points over Alex Spellman and Romeo Gerbovat.
Just putting some pressure on the Alex Spellman and going, over to you, sir.
140.
Now they're both warmed up. This game is going into the same sort of territory as yesterday.
140. Alex, you require 87.
You get the feeling that Spellman needs to hit this. Bullseye.
Game.
That's exactly what he does.
Alex
Boy, did he need that 12 darter.
Then you require 80.
Can Finn expose the American and take him out? Double top. Very well done. He needed that.
Dean Finn.
After a 4-game losing streak, he is now back in the winner's circle, and he's relieved to be that. Today's about acknowledging the issues. Tomorrow's about putting them right. And Thursday and Friday, by the looks of it, are going to be execution days.
50. Romeo, you require 89.
It just didn't feel likely that he was going to take that tops. But this bullseye felt very likely.
On the 4 flag. Romeo Gerber.
2 bulls in a row for Romeo. And he's almost done.
5th flag against Romeo to throw first. Game on.
I feel as David Evans took out a 1-1-8 against Brian Rahman. And now he went tops there. Unfortunate. Brave from the young man.
23. Romeo, you
Now
require
Romeo.
16.
5-match darts missed, and
Game
it's the 6th one.
shot
It's
out of the match.
16,
Romeo
double 16 there.
Gerber.
Double 8 for Romeo. 4-1 the victor over a struggling David Evans. It's been the Romeo show today. It's so far it's perfect.
Is he going to stay there? Yes. Very intelligent.
80.
That one he
Brian,
thought
you
was
require
good.
40.
Just shy.
Game
That
shot
one's
on the
good though,
4 flag.
2-2.
Brian Rahman.
But if you look at the way that Brian throws darts,
5th flag
I
against
would
Brian
classify
to throw
his release as
first.
very whippy. And we did say after 5 legs, don't be surprised if Brian walks away with a 4-3 victory, because this game has been really hard to call. You don't all the time suspect that you're going to
99.
get a game
Brian
with
record
Brian in
56.
it that's going to last the thick end of 19 minutes. But the game is over,
Shot out the
and he's done really well
Brian
to hold in that
Rahman.
last leg in 14 darts. He stays undefeated, and now he's top of the tree. This finish is called Hollywood. But Dean Finn is obviously a fan of Rod Harrington, because that was the way he used to go for it.
40. Romeo, you require 100.
He would have gone 45 tops.
This 103 can go. He'll go 11 and double 16. He's definitely
Game
got.
shot on the
He's
second
done that
leg.
before, and
Romeo
you
Gerber bats.
kind of know that when he's in that range, that
against Romeo to throw
116
first.
below,
Game.
117 below, he kind of finds a way to get a dart simply because he does everything correct with his first dart, making sure that that's the
45.
lead.
They've had some great dart players too. The great Tom Kirby, William O'Connor, Steve Lennon,
21.
Keane Barry.
Romeo require
The
167.
list is endless. What's happening here? That's happening here.
Shot on the 5th flag.
That is sensational
Romeo
from
Gerber
Romeo
bats.
Gerber bats. The best finish we've seen this week
6th flag against
by
Dean
nearly
to throw
20
first.
points in his second game of the day. Double 16. That puts him
Game shot
in a
out of
very
the
elite
match.
category.
Romeo
Look at
Gerber
what
bats.
he's just done. 4 out of 10 on the doubles. A 167 checkout in the penultimate leg. He's missed 6 darts at double in that match and has still averaged 109.5. Romeo Gerbervats is for real. Take him seriously. If you don't, you will lose. They've had some great dart players too. The great Tom Kirby, William O'Connor, Steve Lennon,
21.
Keane Barry.
Romeo require
The
167.
list is endless. What's happening here? That's happening here.
Shot on the 5th flag.
That is sensational
Romeo
from
Gerber
Romeo
bats.
Gerbervats. The best finish we've seen this week
6th flag against
by
Dean
nearly
to throw
20
first.
points at the top of the table. He's surrounded by Romeo and Alex.
43.
And Andy
Brian
and
require
Dean.
127.
In order to fight his way through the storm, he's going to need shots like this. Double 8. That's more like it.
Shot on the 4th flag. Brian Rahman.
That was very special. That's how good he can be. Totaling 7. He believes he's about to have somebody pinching his pocket.
89.
So close.
Alex, you require 20.
If he doesn't get rid of it this time, he will lose. but he's not going to lose. It is a game that Brian understands that he did have a chance to pinch it, but because he missed his one opportunity, the person who had the better chances does get over the line. That one is USA 1, Belgium 0. Nice and steady. Leaves himself on tops.
And he requires 143.
Dave is saying, don't you dare. He dared, all right. That is wonderful. That's not X Factor darts. That is cosmopolitan, galactic stuff from Andy Bolton.
Full flag, it's Andy to throw first.
Incredible finish. And better than... Not to be. So back comes Bolton, the sympathetic sledgehammer that he is.
And he requires 16.
To get rid of stretch in 4 legs. He's only missed one dart at a double in the entire match.
Andy Bolton.
But my word, that third leg where he took that 1-4-3, that was heart-wrenching for Stretch. Just when he thought he was going to get a chance to get back into the match, Andy Bolton had different ideas. And that really was a very, very good performance. Not the
134.
Because they feel they should never leave a bogey number. Interesting play.
102.
Well, that leaves double 16.
Romeo, you require 60.
He was trying to leave a double with dart 3. Is he in a tied match?
Game shot on the
That
full
he
flag.
is.
Romeo goes.
Scrapping with everything he's got. And Romeo's chances of leading the table overnight are still alive to get to a finish. And if Gerbavats was to take this out,
Romeo, you require
this place
106.
would shake. There is still a possibility for either player to lead overnight. And it may just be Gerbavats if he can take 100 out.
100.
Chance missed.
20.
And a silly third dart.
32.
The leader overnight is going to be Belgian and not Croatian. That was a good battle. They will play for a third time tomorrow, and they just love being involved in 7-leg thrillers. They've had 2 already, and they've both been won by Brian Roman. He was almost perfect in Group C and won the week, beating Jack Tweddle in the final. So turnarounds are possible, isn't that right, Dave? Isn't that right, Dave?
On the first leg, David Evans.
Dean Finn will go, why me?
Dean require 160.
Hang on a minute. Anybody fancy a tops? That'll do.
On the second leg.
Well, he's got line flights in, so do the raw. All he could do was leave the bogey number. He couldn't dodge it. Well, he might not need that first dart. Very, very well done. A very difficult day for Dave Evans, but it ends on a high note. It's a good performance as well. He's averaged nearly 94 in that game, and considering his confidence has been crushed throughout the last few games.
In the context of this game, not just this leg. Spellman still has to do the hard work, but you feel as though the double tops under that dart is seemingly easier than
on the fifth leg, Alex Spellman.
Anything else that he has attempted previously. But now you know that Spellman breaking the throw of Andy Bolton.
Alex to throw first.
Speaking a bit of Spanish there as well, as lip reader Paul Nicholson will probably translate.
Vamos.
16.
And he's not under any pressure. I think Andy knows his fate.
50.
Unless he hits a max here and Spellman trips up, this game could be over in a matter of seconds.
59. Alex, you require 66.
One more shot to finish the day and to finish in second position. The hurdle. Perfectly hurdled. And he wins that one by
Alex
4 legs to
Spellman.
2. That is a 1-1 scoreline in that head-to-head over the first 2 days.